Are you ready to master the waves of medical device product development? Well, wax up your surfboard because you are listening to Inspired by Amua. And here is your medical device product development expert, that Hawaiian-hearted hostess who will help you hang 10, Meghan Alonso.
Ikomomai and aloha. You're listening to Inspired by Amua, where we help you master the waves of medical product development. Each week, we interview guests that educate, guide, and inspire to give you the skills you and your product need to hang 10. If this is your first time listening, Amua is spelled I-M-U-A, and it's a Hawaiian word that means to advance forward with passion despite rough waves. There are plenty of rough waves in the medical device industry, so keep listening because we've got you covered. So I usually have a guest that I'm interviewing, and today is a little bit different. I'm going to do a solo episode because I have some pretty exciting stuff to share with you. I've had a great week, and I'll share with you the things that happened this week. I ran a contest recently for my email list subscribers, which I do this often. I have contests, I have special things going on that you really only know about if you're on the email list. So if you're not, make sure you get on it. So here's how you can get on it. So if you pause this episode and get out your phone, you can, or most likely you have your phone on you actually. If you're listening on the computer, get out your phone. So you can text the word hang 10, it's all one word, to the number 44222. And that not only will get you on my email list, but I will also send you the top 10 tips that you need to hang 10 in medical product development. So that's just a little bonus for you. Again, you want to be on here because I run contests and promotions. I share special things that are different from the podcast. So what contests did I just run? Well, I just got back from Tampa where I worked with Kevin Harrington. He's the original shark from the hit TV show Shark Tank. And of course, he has had over 50,000 people pitch to him. And I wanted to do a contest kind of aligning the celebration of my birthday week. My birthday was last Saturday, June 11th. And so I started this contest on Friday, June 10th, that ran to the 7th through the 17th. And if you pitched me your medical product, then you were entered to win an iPad mini. So that's just woohoo, online party for my birthday and tying it in to Kevin Harrington. So the winner of this contest is Mr. Aaron Harden of Harden Innovations. So if you are an investor listening, or if you want to know more about Harden Innovations, you can check it out. HardenInnovations.com. That's HARDIN innovations.com. So moving on, the reason why I was in Tampa working with Kevin Harrington is that we're collaborating on a book together. So the book is called Put a Shark in Your Tank. And let me back up actually. So I'm going to tell you the story about how I met Kevin, and it has some actionable takeaways for you. So this starts back in November when I was introduced to Brandon T. Adams that I actually did a podcast with. You can learn more about what Brandon does in episode 3. He helps companies through crowdfunding. He recently finished a crowdfunding campaign where he raised over $453,000 for a product. And yeah, you should definitely check it out. Even if your product is not one that fits the crowdfunding model, just the marketing techniques used in a crowdfunding campaign can be extremely helpful for anybody. So I met Brandon, and through my relationship with Brandon, just getting to know him, getting to know what he does, I really wanted to support him. I just felt passionate about helping him. He's 26. He's just on his way, or he is successful, but he's on his way to be a big name. So watch out, world, here he comes. So I supported him in his event called the Young Entrepreneur Convention that was held in April. So I sponsored that event. You know, I made the effort. I flew to Des Moines, Iowa from San Diego just to support him and be involved with his event. So that's where I met Kevin Harrington. I talked with him about what I do, and whenever you talk with someone, when you're networking with them, you want to come at it from how can I help you? How can I add value to you? Not necessarily pitching someone right away. So it would be so easy for me. Here I am meeting Kevin Harrington. I could pitch to Kevin right there. But he gets pitched all the time. Very rarely does someone ask, hey, Kevin, what are you up to? How can I help you? Well, that's awesome. So we started talking, got to know one another. Then the next month in May, fast forward, I was at another event, which he was at. I knew he was going to be there. I made the effort to be at that one too, so I could get to know him even more. And this conversation ended up resulting in me being a contributing author to his new book. So the book, back to the book, it's called Put a Shark in Your Tank. And the story behind that name is also interesting. So this comes from an Asian fishing story. So before, you used to be able to just go slightly offshore and you'd catch a bunch of fish, come into shore. The Japanese like their fish extremely fresh. They got to be alive at the dock. So that was possible back then. Now, not so easy. So now you have to go farther offshore. And this was a problem because you'd come back, the fish would be dead by then. So they went through a few iterations of, okay, what if we have a bigger tank? That way the fish can swim in these tanks so they're not just crammed in there and the water isn't oxygenated. So they tried that, and that the fish would just become lethargic. And also, who wants to be swimming around in circles for a few days? So that didn't work. Someone had the great idea of, hey, why don't we put a shark in the tank with these fish? So of course, they sacrificed a few fish, but the other ones were definitely alert. They were not lethargic. So the analogy with why the book is named that, so not only is it cool because Kevin was a shark on Shark Tank, but it's stressing the fact that you need to have a shark in your tank. So who is out there nipping at your heels to make sure you get done what you need to get done? So make sure those people are in your life. So this book is not only about that, but it has the underlying story of how you put together the perfect pitch, how you deliver it, what you need to do beforehand, the mechanics of it. And I'm adding value because my chapter that I have is on product development. So sure, you can do your research, you can have the perfect pitch, you can get the money, but then what do you do with the money next? So that's where I'm adding value. I flew out to Tampa. Like I said, I was in Tampa this week. We did a video to promote the book. And I also got to meet some of the other contributing authors because I'm not the only other author. We had a great day. I sat next to the guy that invented Crocs. And he's also got this other product out there now called Peeps. And actually, Peeps ties into the medical and life science industry because Peeps can clean any glass surface. It has a natural antibacterial agent, and NASA is using it on the space station. It's a molecular proprietary blend that doesn't freeze and it can be used in extreme heats. A lot of life science companies are actually using it for cleaning microscopes, for sanitizing different things used in the lab. So check it out, Peeps. And so we had a great day. When I was there, I learned so much more about pitching. Kevin talked about this. He brought in some other experts to talk about this. And we just started kind of hashing out the mechanics and his format of the pitching part of the book. So I want to really share this information with you. And I said at the beginning of the episode, I wanted you to be involved. So here's your chance to be involved. So I'm working on some other exciting things, some fresh new content for you, and several exciting different formats. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So it's kind of a surprise. And I want to know what you want and need. I don't want to create something for you that you're not going to want and need. So what I need from you is to tell me what you want and need. And I'll help you out here a little bit. And I've had a lot of people recently talk to me about, and it's just kind of culminating and it's coming to a T here because people have said, hey, I need help pitching. I don't know how to formulate a pitch. Or, hey, I have been pitching. I get these meetings with investors and I've had 50 of them and no one's invested yet. Or I don't know why. So not only the pitch, but finding investors, finding the right investors. So let me stop right there. And I want you to text the word capital, and you're going to text it to that same number as before. So it's 44222. So what's going to happen after you text the word capital is that it'll ask you for your email, and you're going to be emailed a short survey to where you can tell me what you want and need, what you're struggling with, and what would be helpful for you to know. So I can, again, create something especially for that. So that is pretty awesome. So back to what I was saying before, here's an example of something that I have planned. So I've heard several people say, hey, I need to be introduced to more investors, and I need to find out where they are, what they want. So I'm doing that. What I'm doing is I'm working on a list of investors in our industry. So medical products, life science products, over-the-counter medical products, and who the investors are, a little bit about them that you should know. What they like to invest in. Is it diabetes? Is it oncology, their particular specialty? But more importantly, if they take early stage investments, are they looking for that next great thing that's on a napkin sketch? Or do they want to wait till it's severely de-risked? Are they a B and C round investment firm only? You need to know that before you chase them down and waste your time and their time and learn afterwards that it's just not appropriate. So you want to be using your time efficiently. That's why I'm creating this especially for you. I can do that with other things. You just need to tell me what you're looking for and I'll deliver it. Another thing that I've been hearing, how do I put together a funding strategy? I'm a PhD. I know my technology inside and out. I'm extremely smart. I'm not saying me. This is you. This is someone that's told me this. I do not have a PhD, for the record. So, this person does have a PhD. They know their technology inside and out. And they're used to the grant writing process. Whenever they need money, they know how to write a grant and get money. But it's just this never-ending cycle of benchmarks and milestones, and there's no clear path to commercialization. So how do they bridge that gap, get on the industry side, and go raise capital? So again, text the word, if you haven't yet, and hopefully I'm getting you excited about it, text the word capital, all one word, to 44222. That'll send you the survey. You'll let me know what you want, and then I will give it to you. So to wrap up, and I just want to really emphasize this, I don't think I mentioned it. So when I was talking about networking and adding value to someone and giving, and that way in return you get things later on, go back and listen to episode 1 if you haven't done that already. So I have Joe Hage of Medical Marcom and the administrator of the big medical devices group on LinkedIn. So he shares that whole strategy that he uses. And maybe I shouldn't even call it a strategy, but just the practice of really giving. And I have a blog post on that as well for you. So you can check out the blog at emua-services.com. So to wrap up, you definitely want to listen to episode 1 and 3 of the podcast if you haven't already, to get to know Joe and Brandon a little bit more And if you're not on the email list, man, you are missing out on some of these promotions. You're missing out on that free iPad. So get yourself on the email list. Text the word HANG10, all one word, to 44222. And then let me know what you want and need so I can give it to you. If you prefer a phone call, maybe you don't want to do a survey, maybe you want to talk with me just about some in-depth stuff. So you can give me a call. My number is 760-487-8819. And you can also email, let's have you email aloha@emua-services.com. And I would love to have that conversation with you specifically about your product. Until the next episode, keep moving forward despite all those rough waves. And Emua.
Mahalo for joining us. If you're new to riding the waves of medical device product development, or if you've been in development for a while already, Inspired by Emua is here to surf with you. Want to be a master of the waves? Text HANG10, that's all one word, HANGTEN, to 44222. We'll send you the most common wipeouts companies make in product development so you can avoid them and reach master wave status. Again, that's HANG10 to 44222. We publish a new episode every Tuesday, so catch us at inspiredbyemua.com. Emua.